Imagine a world where China is the undisputed leader, where it sets the rules and standards for global trade, finance, and governance, where it controls the strategic choke points and lifelines of the world, and shapes the culture and ideology of the world. What if I told you that China is secretly plotting to control the world? That it has a master plan to exploit the resources, people, and sovereignty of other nations, and that it's using its economic, military, and political power to advance its interests and influence. Sounds like a nightmare, right? This could actually end up being the reality in the near future. Watch this video till the end to understand how China might be trying to dominate the world. From agrarian economy to global superpower in half a century, China's transformation has been an economic success story unlike any other. Today, China is the world's second largest economy, making up 16% of the $86 trillion global GDP in nominal terms. If you adjust numbers for purchasing power parity, the Chinese economy has already been the world's largest since 2014. China's economic position has undergone a remarkable transformation over the past 4 decades. Its rapid growth has been driven by market-oriented reforms, opening up to foreign trade and investment, and massive investment in infrastructure, education, and innovation. China has also lifted more than 800 million people out of poverty and improved their living standards and well-being. However, China's rise has also generated concerns and challenges for the rest of the world. Some of these concerns include China's authoritarian political system, human rights violations, lack of transparency, unfair trade practices, intellectual property theft, military expansion, and territorial disputes. Moreover, among the biggest accusations leveled at China has been the unleashing of a bioweapon on the world by creating and concealing the novel coronavirus in a lab in Wuhan, which caused the global COVID-19 pandemic and millions of deaths. China also seems to have been setting and influencing technical standards, especially in emerging technologies such as 5G, AI, and biotechnology. China's ambitions have been met with resistance and competition from other countries, especially the United States, which sees China as a strategic rival and a threat to its global leadership. In this video, we will explore 5 aspects of China's global ambitions. China has invested in and acquired more than 100 ports in 63 countries, spanning every ocean and continent. Some of these ports have military and strategic value, such as the port of Gwadar in Pakistan, which gives China access to the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. Other such ports are located along some of the world's most strategic waterways, such as the Suez Canal, the Strait of Hormuz, and the Malacca Strait. China has also acquired ports in countries that are allies or partners of the United States, such as Israel, Greece, and Germany. China has also invested heavily in Sri Lanka's ports, such as Colombo, Hambantota, and the port city, to secure its access and influence in the region. However, China's port expansion in Sri Lanka has also raised concerns among some observers, especially India, which sees Sri Lanka as a strategic backyard and a potential rival. These observers argue that China is using its port projects to gain strategic and military advantages, such as projecting its naval power, monitoring the maritime traffic, collecting intelligence, and influencing the local politics and economy. Some analysts have raised concerns that China's port expansion would pose a threat to the security and sovereignty of the host countries and the regional stability. They also point out that some of the port deals are based on unsustainable loans that could trap the host countries in debt and force them to cede control of their assets to China. The Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI, is China's massive infrastructure development project that aims to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through a network of roads, railways, pipelines, and ports. The initiative covers more than 150 countries and international organizations and involves trillions of dollars of investment. China claims that the BRI is a win-win cooperation attempt that promotes economic development and interregional connectivity. The BRI aims to link East Asia and Europe through physical infrastructure as well as to enhance soft infrastructure, such as trade agreements, financial cooperation, and cultural exchanges. The initiative seems to be inspired by the ancient trade routes that connected China with other regions. However, critics argue that the Belt and Road Initiative is a debt trap that exploits the resources and sovereignty of poor and vulnerable countries and serves China's geopolitical and strategic interests. The Karakoram Highway is a 1300-kilometer national highway that connects China and Pakistan through the Khunjerab Pass in the Karakoram mountain range. This highway is a part of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a flagship project of the BRI that involves energy, transport, and industrial cooperation. The Karakoram Highway and the CPEC have been seen as a symbol of the strong friendship between China and Pakistan, but also as a source of tension for India, which disputes the sovereignty of the territory through which the highway passes. India has also been wary of China's growing presence and influence in South Asia, especially with its neighboring countries such as Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. China has been increasing its economic, political, and military engagement with Africa in the past 2 decades and has emerged as Africa's largest trading partner, investor, and infrastructure builder. It has also established its first overseas military base in Djibouti and has participated in peacekeeping and anti-piracy missions in Africa. China portrays its relations with Africa as a partnership based on mutual respect and benefit, and as a model of South-South cooperation. However, some observers have accused China of neocolonialism and exploitation of Africa's resources, people, and environment. China's economic model has been characterized by state-led capitalism, export-oriented industrialization, and low-cost manufacturing. China has also been using its economic power to exert political and diplomatic pressure on other countries, especially those that depend on it for trade, investment, and aid. China has been accused of using unfair trade practices, predatory lending, and debt diplomacy to gain leverage and influence over poor and developing countries. Over the years, China has faced various criticisms from different countries and regions. Let us take a look at some of these. China has been accused of violating the human rights of its own citizens and of other people, especially in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Tibet, and Taiwan. China has also been criticized for its repression of ethnic minorities, such as the Uyghurs, and its crackdown on pro-democracy protests and civil liberties. Several countries across the world consider China's policies on human rights to be a serious problem. China has been expanding its military capabilities and activities in the region and beyond, especially in the South China Sea, where it has territorial disputes with several neighboring countries. China has also been seen as a potential threat to the security and interests of other powers, such as the US, Japan, Australia, and India. China is the world's second largest economy. It has been growing rapidly and competing with other countries in various sectors and markets, and has been using its economic power to exert political and diplomatic pressure on other countries, especially on those that depend on it for trade, investment, and aid. China has also been accused of using unfair trade practices such as currency manipulation, intellectual property theft, forced technology transfer, and industrial subsidies. China has been interfering in the internal affairs of other countries, either directly or indirectly, through various means such as cyber attacks, propaganda, espionage, and influence operations. China has also been supporting authoritarian regimes and opposing democratic movements in other countries such as Myanmar, Venezuela, and Belarus. China has also been promoting its own model of governance and development, which it claims is more effective and legitimate than Western liberal democracy. As we get to the end of this video, it is important to point out that China and some of the host countries have defended their cooperation on ports as mutually beneficial and transparent. They claim that China's port investments are driven by commercial interests and market demand, and not by geopolitical ambitions. They also assert that China's global projects create jobs, improve infrastructure, and boost trade and development for the host countries and the region. So, is China really trying to dominate the world? The answer may depend on how you define domination and how you view China's role and impact in the global arena. China's rise has undoubtedly brought opportunities and challenges for the world and has reshaped the international order and balance of power. My personal opinion is that even though China's intentions haven't been explicitly stated by the country's government or officials, there does seem to be enough evidence of an attempt to increase its influence in almost every sphere globally, be it economic or geopolitical in nature. How this scenario eventually plays out for the world in the next couple of years is something that remains to be seen. Thank you for staying with us and watching this video. If you like this content, we request you to click like, subscribe to the channel and share it with family and friends. This will help us in consistently bringing more such detailed videos to you. Once again, thank you for your time.